Future energy sources, sustainability, and moral responsibility. The transition to sustainable energy is not just a technological challenge, but a profound ethical imperative. As we confront climate change, resource depletion, and global inequality, the choices we make about future energy sources will shape the survival and dignity of both current and future generations. Here's a structured exploration of the intersection between sustainability and moral responsibility in energy systems. 1. The energy transition. Key technologies and their promises. A. Renewable energy, solar, wind. Abundant and scalable, but require rare earth metals, e.g. neodymium for turbines, lithium for batteries. Mining these materials often exploits labor and damages ecosystems. Hydropower, geothermal. Low carbon but location dependent. Large dams displace communities, e.g. Three Gorges Dam in China, and disrupt ecosystems. Hydrogen, green hydrogen produced via renewables, could decarbonize industries, but gray hydrogen from fossil fuels perpetuates emissions. B. Nuclear energy. Fission, low emissions but plagued by waste disposal risks and public distrust, e.g. Fukushima. Fusion, potentially limitless energy yet decades from viability. Raises questions about prioritizing long-term R&D over immediate solutions. C. Bioenergy, algae, biomass, carbon-neutral potential but competes with food production and risks deforestation, e.g. palm oil biofuels. 2. Sustainability challenges. A. Environmental trade-offs. Resource extraction. Solar panels and batteries rely on cobalt, lithium, and copper. Mining in Congo, cobalt, and Chile, lithium, has linked to child labor, water scarcity, and habitat loss. Land use. Wind, solar farms require vast areas conflicting with agriculture or conservation. Offshore wind risks marine ecosystems. B. Energy justice access. Inequality. 760 million people lack electricity. 2.6 billion rely on polluting fuels. Sustainable energy must prioritize these populations. Geopolitical shifts. Phasing out fossil fuels destabilizes petrostates, e.g. Nigeria, Venezuela, without equitable transition plans. C. Circular economy. Recycling infrastructure for solar panels, turbines, and batteries lags. Without it, green tech could generate massive e-waste. 3. Moral responsibilities. A. Intergenerational equity. Current energy choices, e.g., continued fossil fuel subsidies, impose climate risks on future generations. Philosopher Hans Jonas argued for a responsibility principle. Act to preserve humanity's future. B. Global solidarity. Wealthy nations, historically responsible for emissions, must fund clean energy in developing countries. The $100-a-year Green Climate Fund pledge remains unmet. Climate reparations compensate vulnerable nations, e.g. Bangladesh, Pacific Islands, for climate damages caused by others' emissions. C. Labor and community rights. Just transition, protect fossil fuel workers through retraining, e.g. U.S. Inflation Reduction Act incentives, and involve communities in energy projects, e.g. Denmark's citizen-owned wind farms. Indigenous sovereignty. Renewable projects on indigenous lands, e.g. lithium mining in Nevada's Thacker Pass, must prioritize free, prior, and informed consent. 4. Ethical dilemmas in innovation. A. Technological optimism versus precaution, geoengineering. Solar radiation management or carbon capture could mitigate warming but risk unintended consequences, e.g. disrupting monsoons. Who decides to deploy these? Nuclear waste. Storing waste for millennia demands ethical frameworks beyond current political timelines. B. Corporate accountability. Tech giants, e.g. Google, Amazon, tout carbon neutrality, but rely on carbon offsets of dubious quality. Moral responsibility requires actual emission cuts, not accounting tricks. C. Energy colonialism. Wealthy nations outsourcing renewable production to poorer regions, e.g., European solar farms in North Africa, must avoid replicating extractive practices. 5. Pathways to ethical energy systems. A. Policy and governance. Carbon pricing. Tax emissions and reinvest in renewables and equity. Global treaties. Strengthen the Paris Agreement with binding targets and accountability. B. Grassroots action. Community solar cooperatives, energy democracy movements, and divestment campaigns, e.g. fossil-free, empower local control. C. Ethical innovation. Prioritize low-impact tech, perovskite solar cells, reduce rare earth use, solid-state batteries, safer, longer-lasting, and decentralized microgrids for rural access. Conclusion. A covenant with the future. The moral responsibility of transitioning to sustainable energy transcends technical fixes. It demands reimagining our relationship with the planet and each other. As environmental philosopher Joanna Macy urges, we must act as if future generations are watching. By centering justice, humility, and solidarity, we can forge energy systems that honor both the earth and human dignity.